Good morning. I thought I would give us a tour of the Airbnb. Outside. Got my own door entry, which is very nice. Little space. There's Puck. It's at the air conditioning unit. This part here, little sitting bench, it makes me feel like I'm in another country. Mop and broom, the ceiling, and these are up everywhere in Tampa. Good morning. I thought we'd do a walkthrough of my Airbnb. I've been here 3 weeks and 3 or 4 days. So not quite 4 months yet, but it's approaching 4 months, and I'll explain later why that's important. But I started a walkthrough the other day while it was thunder and lightning, and my video didn't have enough storage. It was just a mess. This whole weekend's just been a hot mess. Anyway, I wanted to do this walkthrough of Puck and I's Airbnb. So I just took out the garbage, my own garbage, the private entry exit way, and out there, the cars in front of the house. We'll go through that later. And here is where we come in. The air conditioning setup, hear that going now. Window, keep the AC inside. The lock, we've got our own lock here, which is nice. Code button lock, which I only used the first day or two, and then I stopped using it because I just did, and now I can't remember what the code is. Mop and broom and bucket, nice. Am I doing that right? Little bench, makes me feel like I'm in another country, Italy or something. That's solid. That's really solid. And here, these are everywhere. These thrown up little fences. This one nice and new and neat, but it separates the ugly from the together. And over there is where the host's husband, they do some business, and they've got all their stuff out there. So that's my own entryway. This is covered up here, that's open. Puck likes it out here. It looks like he's in that teenager mode, so he's still peeing on the side of things, and I'm breaking him out of it, but he must have just done that. I started putting a mat down, but I'll suds it through a bucket or a can of sudsy water and keep it swept up in here to keep it nice, the mat. Okay, let's go inside. Got that wall that was painted. Let's see what's inside. What do you think, Puck? Let's check out. I love the floors. And they're not carpet. I absolutely love that. All right, here's our kitchen area, our sink area. Nice sink, hot water. It came with the sponge, the little soap dispenser, cutting board, dishes, forks, plates, spoons. Here's our china cabinet. Adorable little coffee cups. They're really tiny. They're too small for me. Made in France. I don't use those. These are too small, but I do use these. I've got my coffee going right now. They're just adorable. So every one of these is 2 for me. 2 cups of coffee, and I got it down. These are perfect though. The glasses, the dishes. I need to do some dishes, we see. And then under the sink, all things Puck. All things Puck. Nice clean sink. Under the sink, very clean and taken care of. No mold. Love that. There's that. Okay. Here's my coffee I'm drinking out of. Speaking of this right here. Okay. Now we're on to the rest of the kitchen. It's kind of divided the area for doing the dishes and the china cabinet. You see the faux pas plants up there. And I forgot to mention that there's a nice edge all the way around, which I find to be quite fabulous. Nothing up there. The fake plants, I hate fake plants. The first thing I wanted to do a couple of weeks ago when I went to Publix is I saw real plants. But money is so tight that that is not a priority. So what is fabulous here is this, oh, I'm not good with inches and feet or whatever, but this pretty much full refrigerator for an Airbnb unit. Instead of the tiny short ones, it is a nice, we haven't gone grocery shopping because I shop for the day. It is a nice full unit. Look at that. Absolutely there. And the freezer full. And it came with an ice tray, and that's that. I enjoy that. Nothing on the top, not a bunch of crap on the top. I don't do that, but I do put the key when I get in. And then up here is empty. Here, they threw this up. I did grab some Raisin Bran. That tree always falls down. That kind of bugs me. Empty, empty, empty. That's there. A little garbage can. Nice. Look at that. I've got to put the... And then this is great. There is no stove or range. Of course not, right? But a hot plate. And I've never, ever used a hot... Is this called a hot plate? I've never used one before. This thing is solid. And it's absolutely fabulous. How many times have I said absolutely? With a window. Window's always nice right outside the kitchen. Usually I like it to be a sink, but that's not possible. We've got a coffee pot, a little small one that if in other situations I would find to be janky, but I have used this thing every day. And it works perfectly. Okay? I had to remember to turn it off because if I don't turn it off, it'll keep heating throughout the whole freaking day. That's not good. Came with the microwave. These 3 canisters up here. This is my stuff, right? These 3 canisters up here. Sweet and low sugar, which I don't know who eats that. You know what? I've never paid attention. Here's the regular sugar. Regular sugar. I haven't done anything with these 2, but this, I call her Mama Abuela, because the main host of this Airbnb doesn't speak a lick of English. The co-host is the main host's daughter-in-law, and she's the one that I confer with. She's the one that responds to me. She does everything because she speaks Spanish and English. Anyway, this went out, and I asked for more because this is the best coffee. I'm from Seattle. I don't know, whatever. That I've ever had, and I cannot drink my coffee black. I cannot do it. But maybe some can. So then we have a fabulous, look at this. This came with the Airbnb. I need more storage, but I need money. It keeps cutting off on me, and I have to keep going backtracking and deleting some of the old ones that I don't need anymore. Here's this fabulous drawer stocked with all sorts of stuff underneath of the... is there. That's clean cupboard. Looks pretty new. I read the reviews on this place, and someone talked about it got towels, 1 light bulb, the filters for the coffee. Second drawer was empty, so I put some cute garbage liners, which I'm going to use for the can. Have to have liners in my can. 2 drawers completely empty for groceries and food. And there, this top, lots of empty space. Let's see here. Okay, so that's the kitchenette and the mounted TV with all of the apps that one could look at. That's fun because I didn't have that at home. We streamed everything, and the TV was just, we had it, but it wasn't, it was a bigger TV, but things were going wrong with it. I used the tablet for Netflixing. And here there was everything but no Netflix. I still could use my Netflix password, and now I've got Netflix. That's nice to have. That gives that hotel feeling. we didn't have anything hooked up. There's the air condition situation, which I've had in the house a couple years ago. Okay, so there's a nice kitchenette area with the finished floor and the window that helps. Here is what I wanted to video the other day, but it just didn't work out. The lovely pocket doors, hanging closet area, which is barely full because I only brought a couple luggage with me on the plane. I had Puck. The linens that the place comes with, the iron, that's not fixing to get through my hair. But it came with linens and all this was empty. So I filled it up. The heater, I guess for the space heater, filled it up with my things, waiting for the rest. And I love the pocket doors. So cute, right? See the pocket doors? It's nice. Everything's painted green. Up here is empty. Look at that. Storage? I don't know. But right now I like it seamless. That's what I was talking about. All the way across. Okay, for this wall, in the pictures, it makes the room look bigger because it's a mirror on either side of the other window. See that? The window with the curtain brackets, the rod put up nice, even. I appreciate curtains and rods and the whole finish effect. It just gives that just nice. This window I normally keep closed, the shades, simply because it looks out, which is fine, but they do a lot of work out here. Actually, for the first time, I'm seeing, looks like he's storing a car on the side of the unit. I keep this closed. I pulled out the ironing board and using it as a table. Just needs to be cleaned up a little bit here. The other side of the window is another huge mirror mounted, and it gives this place much more space, which is nice. However, it's not feng shui appropriate to have a mirror facing the bed. I've been sleeping okay though, all due facts. This mirror works out good. It would have been nice if this bar would have extended all the way over so it could close it for those, so it could close this and cover the mirror. For those that know, but those that don't. But essentially, this mirror is looking right at the heads of the bed over here from this direction. We have the nightstand, which is a nice nightstand, actually. Very nice. Open bottom, our drawer, my pharmaceutical drawer. Came with a tissue box, which Puck absolutely decided to get at on the side there. So I keep it over here. The only thing I really bugs me is this ranky lamp, but whatever. I brought my own outlets so I could do tablet, phone, those ridiculous lottery tickets. I never buy lottery tickets, but I sure did jump on board there. So that's this, our nice size queen bed. All the stuff up there. You see Puck, he's watching me. The bed is comfortable, it's big, nothing back there. This is the remote for the air condition up here, which coincidentally worked very well. It was too cold in here the first week. I figured it out. Now, I don't know. Something's up with that. Something's up. Nice big bed, right? That happens to look right at the TV. Gives that hotel appearance, but it's still homey. And love this. These pictures, our dining room table, circular, 4 chairs, okay? We have 1 picture frame as far as wall stuff. That's a little off. 1 fan with a light. Separate bathrooms. Not separate bathrooms, but the toilet is separate from the... Oh my goodness, this is so frustrating. I can't even do a video because there's not enough iCloud storage in my phone. And when I go to do iCloud storage, well, it costs $9.99 and there's no room on my credit card because right now my life is shit. I'm just trying to walk you guys around the Airbnb. So here we go again. Almost done. I'm showing you the pocket bathroom door. Oh, my voice was much pleasanter earlier, but I'm joining these and this is this. Okay, we've got an adorable, I'm so far removed from all things interior decorating, interior design, that I forgot how to explain what we got going on here. It's very tight. This was in the reviews. Some guy or someone said, "Oh, the toilet, your your legs hit." But I imagine if that's the big guy or something. Look at that. So when I sit down, but it's a nice toilet. It's nice and clean and new and no yucky. And there's another one of those garbage here, but I haven't used that one with the liner. Pedestal sink. That's good. That's what the tile again. It came with towels, adorable towels. Plenty of hanging bars. Not any space to put. I wish it had to put the personable. It's the amenity, the personables. It came with 2 toilet paper, the flush toilet there, which is nice. So that's that. It's a very, very adorable, and I love having it separate from the shower area. Look at this. So I am a bath gal, a Dr. Teal's salt bath for years and years and years, and only taking showers once in a while. Now I have to take a shower. Luckily, this shower is like a spa experience, and I love it. Okay, let's move that back here. Let's do the shower. It is tall, huge, nice, solid. The shower makes me feel like when I was in Italy as well. This is kind of what they're like. Nice shower head, strong there, and then the like a hotel situation, which I think I've only used once, never for me, but I use it for Puck. Again, nowhere to put things, but that's okay because eventually I can get a little stand. Right now I've been using the soap holder above the contraption for looks like it's hand soap, shampoo, and conditioner. And then down there, I'll put the big bottles, okay? Funny story is somehow a gecko, chameleon, was in the shower. I don't know how he got in, but he was in there, and I couldn't get him out. I couldn't catch him. It was a fast little fucker. So he stayed in there for 5 days. It's damp enough, taking a shower every day. So there's that. The internet, I don't know what this thing is down here. I haven't figured it out, but there's that. Okay, so I've got the potty mats for Puck and his food here. I picked up the towels, and was a lovely rug there. I picked that up. So that is our Airbnb, and it's homey. It's wonderful. I love it, and Puck likes it. They're working outside. They work every day. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off. It took me a while to get used to the air condition here. So I know normally back in grandma days, don't leave the door open. You're letting out my air. It costs money, right? So don't come for me, people. Here's the thing. I know. The air condition comes out so cold, or it was. I don't know what happened days ago, that it actually was making us sick for our bones. We're not used to this, and Puck is real tiny, right? Real tiny. It made me hurt even more. Technically, the weather in Florida makes my bones, osteoarthritis, better feeling than over there in Seattle. However, air condition is needed. It's just in such a small space. It was coming out way too just wow. So when hostess mama abuela, the mama, pulled out the big blanket and said to the daughter, and they translated, she goes, "Oh, mama says it gets frio in here. Here's another blanket." Haven't used it. stored away. We've got plenty of blankets all over. It's fine. And that can change, but I don't understand why now, hindsight 2020, I'm thinking, why would she make a big deal about it getting cold? Just show me how to work the air condition remote control. Well, it doesn't really do that good with fluctuating over my head because I tried to turn it down. It was way too cold in this room. So I wanted to work with it. It ended up just being insane. So then when it gets back up higher, colder, opening the door for a little bit, it does help make it kind of perfect in here. And then I'll close it. It also gives us a little bit more light because it's pretty dark. But I don't keep it open too long because I'm pretty dang sure that's how that insurance guy made it in here. And it's not crazy hot. A lot of times it'd be in here, it would feel one way, and the minute I opened the door, it would just knock me out. Okay? So they're working over there right now. There's also cameras up, I was told. Not inside, I looked. But they're working on the outside. It's nice grounds in the front yard. The landscape, they keep it. It's a curved driveway, which I like those. A lot of those curved driveways, so you don't have to back in and back out, which works out really good for this place because not only are they Airbnb owners or whatever, but the father, the dad, the husband also has some sort of business that needs big trucks. I think he's at first I thought it was construction, but I think he's a tow truck driver. And then I find out that when we came up with the cab, the co-host said, don't mind the cars. There's your parking spot over there. At any one moment, there's 15 cars on the lot. It's because we also are used car sales, and they do it from right here. And there's also random people coming up on foot, knocking on the door, and I think they're looking for a car. Like it's pretty funny, but you would not even notice from the front of the home because it's nice, except for the cars, okay? I don't want to get into, I'm going to open it right now, and I hear them working. These people work every day. It makes me feel sort of like a bum because I'm not gone every day for 8 hours or whatever. There's no cars out there right now, and I usually I don't keep this open too much, especially at night, but during the day you can't see in here as well. Let's see if I can do that here. There's a car sitting right in front of the window, so that's a little vexing, and normally on the other side is the big black SUV Mercedes. That's Mama Abuela's car. And she parks it over there, and I kind of like that because it gives me the feeling of, okay, I can open my window shade and there's a block out there from the rest of the street seeing in. Because remember, this is one studio unit. When I open the shower, I step out, there is no wall. So if I happen to leave this open, especially in the evening, the lights are on, and I step out, and somebody's walking across there, nobody wants to see that, right? The bathroom, and just that overall feeling. I don't like to be, some people I don't like to have my business all out like that. So I keep this down, closed, and but when Mama's big black SUV is there, it serves as a filter. And I hear anybody coming close to the window if they need to get into this car, but that just kind of stays there. So that's nice. My own parking spot, nice landscaping. And our neighbor, it's one house on this side, and on the other side is literally a church, which is pretty cool, actually, pretty cool. We've already walked the neighborhood, very nice. It gets pretty hot. Puck looks forward to his walks. I'm careful everywhere I walk. And that's that. So now we've seen the Airbnb, and it's to the price point of, where do we want to sit, Puck? We got a deal when you sign on with Airbnb, and ask for longer than a few months, that's called extended stay. Some places it's a month, it's extended stay. Yeah, or it's a season, that's definitely extended stay, or 6 months. I literally requested for 1 year, and this is why. The university that I enrolled in for the LPN program is for 1 year. I paid the first amount when I found it, as you do per Airbnb. I paid it July 18th to initially start August 7th. And there and so forth. Once a month, it would come out at the end of the month. However, what happened was the date had to be changed. We didn't actually get here, Puck and I, until 1 week later. We informed the host and Airbnb per guidelines that we wouldn't be getting in. Things happened in Seattle, so we had to delay until the following week. We actually got here Wednesday night or Thursday morning at 1 a.m. on August 14th. The host acknowledged our late arrival beforehand and never booked out the place as they could have that weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, never did. And going through everything that we were going through, I didn't follow up. I completely thought it was taken care of, and that week we wouldn't have been charged for, being that we alerted the proper channels that I thought were needing to be alerted. A few days ago, I got an email from Airbnb. Oh, your card's going to be charged for such and such amount, so make sure you have the funds ready. And I'm thinking, wait a second, we've only been here for 3 weeks. Why am I being charged for a month? What happened is it was never updated correctly per the host nor Airbnb. I spent a couple of days going back and forth, letting them know that I was on a tight budget and was absolutely not prepared to pay the close to 14.5 early. Mind you, on month-to-month stays, the card is charged 10 days earlier, but that 10 days earlier was still besides the point of when we actually arrived and when it should have been charged, which is this September 4th. Now, between all of that and the holidays and some other finances going upsy-turvy, we are in a situation where we're absolutely oofed. I'm waiting until tomorrow when the banks open to fix this. Otherwise, Puck and I have no roof on our head because the Airbnb will cancel our reservation. Mind you, also, we have the rental car by Turo. Thank you, DoorDash, for recommending that. That we're responsible for, and my car being shipped here, that we're responsible for, and the delayed start in the healthcare jobs out here. Got boots on the ground and didn't actually get on the clock until just recently after being here for 3 weeks. That was long and ran out. Been doing DoorDash, and Instacart. We find ourselves in quite a situation. Our hosts have been initially greeting and wonderful, but then there's not been the same sort of help to work out the situation. Now we're hearing that they can't fix the dates to reflect that we were here a week later, and they could have rented out the space when Puck and I were still stuck in Seattle and had to change our flight. When actually there has been documented evidence that they were made aware that we would be late, and they could have updated the reservation to make money that weekend, but they didn't. So they are going to get a free rent from us, where there was no need to clean the place, just a whole week of a free Airbnb stay, which puts us in a really tough matter. This here is the discounts that we see. That big number is pretty scary, but mind you, that includes everything. Absolutely everything. All the things that make a home go are included in the Airbnb stay. And they take out money because they don't have to turn the room over. The resident, the guest, we're called guest, is able to, they take care of everything. There's no need for the hosts to clean and do supplies. They get the one batch of supplies, and that's that. From here on out, it's treated like an apartment. So that takes that off. Now, just in case we are completely canceled and the host finds it more trouble than not to keep us, I've checked in with some closer spots in St. Petersburg. That bridge happens to be very long, and it would be nice to stay in St. Petersburg, but we'd have to go through that whole deal again. That's why I thought I would walk us around the Airbnb, because this is about our big relocate, finding a place to live, staying in an Airbnb for about a year plus or minus, and working in healthcare along with some side gig hustle, so we can get that nursing diploma. However, before even being able to circle back around and check in with the college, and that's been put off because initially it was supposed to start on August 13th, but got hurt. Luckily, the university has 8 starts a year, so now we're shooting for October 6th, which adds more time onto our initial Airbnb stay, wherever that might be, before recircling around and doing all things with the nursing program. We have to get settled in a place where the money is right, need to get paychecks coming in and working. It'd be really nice not to have to keep paying for rental cars, even though we got a bucket for a good price. It adds up. And I'm paying for my car as well. Literally doing this all while on very limited finances. The check that my family member wrote me to get started and fill in the gap from first working the first paycheck, that check bounced. And that's an inner family hard situation to swallow. Having to borrow money from my own daughter, who is a college student, has been very difficult. My daughter also postponed her time coming out to visit mom. She was due out this month, in the beginning of the month, just for 5 days, and we were totally looking forward to that. And I bought that ticket a while back, and that is gone. That's not going to happen now for certain reasons, good, bad, and different, to give us time to work on finances. And I've got so much going on now. It is insane. I sort of thought about entertaining the idea of starting a GoFundMe platform for myself. A couple things in play here is though I have this channel, or I should say account, because it's so small, I have 55 well appreciated subscribers, I don't have any other social media. Just as of a couple days ago, signed on a TikTok to do affiliate. I don't have a network of people to send out to. The few people that I did have, friends, I've already exhausted that help to ask for some assistance. So I don't know. For social media, these networks, to the GoFundMe platforms, have to have Facebook and Instagram and a huge following for people to even know that you exist. Right now, I'm sort of a nobody. Who am I supposed to ask for money from to try and raise funds so that I can complete the goal of staying here and getting into a nursing program as a middle-aged adult. That's why that's not probably going to work out. One foot in front of the other. We'll see what happens. I will try and keep posting. Also in the situation of posting with no time because I'm working gigging. So, like, comment. Thanks for listening to our rant and following me. The subscribers I have, I appreciate you. And have a fabulous Labor Day 2025. Keep posting.